Hello everyone, you can see me up here, top right, check it out. I made this myself. It's beautiful, Luke. Oh, thank you, viewer. Yes, I know. I made this strokes bracket actually quite a while ago, and I was gonna make a video on it, but I guess I never did. So, now, at this point, I'm like extremely familiar with this discography, my favorite band of all time. So, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go, uh, left brackets and then the two brackets on the right, and we'll just like sort of do that. Yeah, I'm like a month late from March Madness, but whatever. I'm still gonna do this because it's my channel and I'll do what I want. So let's start. Top left quadrant. Alright, so this is our top left quadrant. Um, we got Razorblade and Call It Fate, Call It Karma. A very difficult first one. I mean, not really, but Call It Fate, Call It Karma is probably one of my favorites off Come Down Machine, but Razorblade is one of the best songs the Strokes have ever released. So I picked Razorblade for this one. That'll move right on. And then the next one we got Meet Me in the Bathroom versus Electricityscape. Meet Me in the Bathroom easily. Just First Impressions of Earth is just kind of a mess of an album in my opinion. It's got some good tracks, but it doesn't live up to Room on Fire, Is This It? um, and probably all their other albums, to be honest. You're So Right and Last Night. Come on, man. Last Night, so catchy. Last night, you said, oh, baby, I feel so down. Sorry. I'm sorry. Trying Your Luck, and on the other side, I love the mellow sound on Trying Your Luck. Heard a lot and Is This It? And it's one of the better tracks on there, I think. So yeah, I picked Trying Your Luck. And next, Metabolism 50/50. Look, I'm going to be honest, 50/50 is probably like my least favorite stroke song ever, so anything was going to win against that. Um, Whatever Happened and Hard to Explain, another very difficult choice, but Hard to Explain is one of the greatest songs of all time. That guitar riff just sounds so good, so clean, but also a little bit dirty at the same time. I just love it so much. And then we have At the Door and Threat of Joy. At the Door is so dark, it's so grim, so depressing. Just a very great transition moment on the new Abnormal, so I had to pick that. And then Eternal Summer in the Modern Age went with the Modern Age. And Eternal Summer is a good song, but it just goes on a bit too long, and I have no problems with the Modern Age. I think that song is fantastic, probably one of the best songs in their discography, so Eternal Summer's out. Then we got Razorblade and Meet Me in the Bathroom. Razorblade is going to win again because I just love that riff so much. I've tried to play it myself, but it is so difficult I cannot move my fingers that fast. Last Night versus Trying Your Luck. I'm actually gonna go with Trying Your Luck, despite my amazing karaoke acapella version of Last Night that I just did. I'm going with Trying My Luck. And then Hard to Explain easily is gonna beat Metabolism. And now this one's probably the hardest one yet. Both of these songs are so iconic. Like At the Door completely symbolizes who they are now as a newer band, and the Modern Age just is just like the most stroke song ever. Um, but I think I have to go with At the Door. I think it's artistically a better song. Um, yeah. Razorblade is going to beat Trying Your Luck. I told you I love that song. And Hard to Explain is going to beat At the Door. And now this one is the true hardest one yet. God. I feel like I have to go with Hard to Explain. So mellow, so just it's so Julian, you know? Like when you think of Julian Casablancas, you think Hard to Explain. So that's that bracket. All right, we're back down at the bottom left. We start with Killing Lies and Why Are Sundays So Depressing. Why Are Sundays So Depressing is easily going to win that for me. That's one of my favorites off the new Abnormal. I don't know what the hell they did with the guitar on that, what kind of pedals or effects they added to it, but it just sounds incredible to me. Reptilia is gonna beat Oblivious. As good as Oblivious is, it's just there's not much that can compete with the guitar riff on Reptilia. And then next, I don't care much for either of these songs, but I went with Juicebox. I just think it's a little bit more exciting. Taken for a Fool or Barely Legal, I went with Taken for a Fool. One of the best off of Angles, which I just got on vinyl the other day. Um, and then I went with Under Control over Games. I love the hook on that song. I could just sing along to that all day. Someday, one of my really the song that kind of got me into the Strokes. So there's that factor, and just how nostalgic that song is, man. And then I went with Bad Decisions over Welcome to Japan. That's one of my favorite songs to play on the guitar. And this one was hard actually, but I ended up going with The End Has No End. I love the synths on Brooklyn Bridge to Chorus. I think it's a super catchy song, a super fun song, which is definitely something that didn't appear often on the depressing New Abnormal, but Brooklyn Bridge to Chorus was a nice break from that. But I just have to go with The End Has No End. I think it's more melodic and a better song overall. And then I actually am gonna go with Why Are Sundays So Depressing over Reptilia. I'm gonna go with Taken for a Fool over Juicebox. Oh God. Now this one's difficult because if you're talking to me like a month or two ago, like Someday would easily win this, but I feel like I like Under Control more now. Um, do I though? Nah, I have to pick Someday. I can't leave Someday down there. And then I'm gonna go with The End Has No End over Bad Decisions. This next one also gonna go with Why Are Sundays So Depressing. Taken for a Fool is super catchy, but Why Are Sundays is a deeper, more interesting track. And then I'm gonna go with Someday over that. And I'm gonna go with Someday over this also. So there's our bottom left quadrant, and I'll see you guys over on the top right. Alright, here we are. I picked Ode to the Mets over 1251. 1250, which is a shame, because 1251 is honestly like one of the best Strokes songs, but Ode to the Mets is one of the best closers of any album I've ever heard. Machu Picchu is way more fun than Eyes of the World, so I picked that. I went with Not the Same over anymore over The Way It Is. Really like the lyrical content of that track and the very depressing sort of descending riff on that. Then I went with Soma over 15 minutes. Soma is what they would take when. Sorry again. I just love this band so much. I went with One Way Trigger over Evening Sun. Definitely one of the best off of Come Down Machine. Automatic Stop has one of my favorite riffs from the Strokes, so I'm gonna take that. Actually, I used to pick I Can't Win over this, but I think Happy Ending is like probably like top 15 Strokes songs now, so I'm gonna pick that over I Can't Win. And Life is Simple in the Moonlight's gonna move on next. Really like the Latin inspired roots of that one, and just a killer hook from Julian. So I went with Ode to the Mets again over Machu Picchu. And then I actually went with Not the Same Anymore over Soma. Went with Automatic Stop over One Way Trigger. I just think it's a better track. And then Happy Ending over Life is Simple in the Moonlight. So now we got four more on this side. Ode to the Mets is going to win again. I just cannot say enough positive things about that song. And now we have a very, very hard competition with these two tracks down here. Because I got some recency bias with Happy Ending. I didn't really listen to Come Down Machine until much longer after I listened to Room on Fire. So I think I have to give it to Automatic Stop out of fairness. But to be honest, it doesn't even matter because Ode to the Mets was going to win no matter what song went forward. And on to the bottom right, the final bracket area. Alright, here we are. So, first one, You Talk Way Too Much, Alone Together. I went with You Talk Way Too Much. Not my favorite off of Room on Fire, but I think Alone Together is one of the weaker songs on Is This It. Went with Tap Out over 80's Come Down Machine. Very good opener to Come Down Machine. Selfless, one of Julian's best vocal performances in their entire discog. And oh my god, is this one hard or what? Between Love and Hate doesn't get talked about enough in my opinion. I love the subject matter, him talking about high school, and it's just like so early strokes to like sing about stuff like that. But You Only Live Once is just such a good track. Um, Man, I think I have to go with You Only Live Once. That's just an iconic song, you know. And I went with Is This It over Drag Queen, another iconic track. Undercover of Darkness easily over Red Light. That has an amazing guitar solo and sort of is one of the songs on Angles that goes back to the roots of the beginnings of the band. Went with Adults Are Talking over Heart in a Cage, and I forget which one I picked here. I think when it started. Yeah. Um, I don't really care for either of those tracks, so I just went with the album I liked better for that. I'm actually gonna go with Tap Out over You Talk Way Too Much. Oh my god, Selfless and You Only Live Once. I have to go with Selfless. I think that riff is just really good. That there's so much power in Julian's vocals once he gets into that second verse of the song. Like I could never hit those high notes. I know I sang earlier, but I'm not even gonna try. So, um, Undercover of Darkness is gonna beat Is This It? As iconic as Is This It is, I don't think it's one of their best songs. I mean, I think Undercover of Darkness packs way more emotion and stuff into it. So, and I went with The Adult Are Talking. Like I said, I didn't care about either of these two tracks, so that was definitely gonna win. And I'm gonna pick Selfless over Tap Out, and I'm gonna pick Undercover of Darkness over The Adults Are Talking. And now I have another difficult choice to make. These two songs could be like the most emotion evoking songs in their discog. I feel like they are. I'd have to look at the whole thing, but like these are definitely candidates. Oh man. God. What do I pick? Uh, I'm going with Selfless. I think Selfless is the better song overall. Definitely better lyrically. Maybe not from an instrumental standpoint, but I don't know. I just feel like Selfless is the better track. So let's go into our final four. We got our final four songs. Okay, so over on the left, we got Hard to Explain versus Someday. And on the right, Ode to the Mets versus Selfless. Ironically, we have the battle of Is This It versus The New Abnormal. So those are the winner albums, I suppose. But I think I have to go with Hard to Explain over Someday. I just love the solos in that so much. And one day I'm gonna freaking learn how to play it. I've been trying to play it for like 2 weeks, and it's really not even that hard, but the tab like confuses me. I don't know. Ode to the Mets and Selfless. I think I am going to go with Ode to the Mets for that. Yeah, I just think it's more epic than Selfless is. And now, the hardest one yet. Hard to explain. The group's beginnings, where they came from. Ode to the Mets would be the perfect Strokes closer if they never released an album again. You got the amazing breakdown towards the end with Julian just going in and going in until he finally stopped singing. But honestly, man, I think I have to go with Hard to Explain. That song is just will forever be iconic Strokes. Like, if you want to get a friend into the Strokes, that's the song you show them. It just really epitomizes what they are as a band. And yeah, that's it. That's the Strokes bracket. Let me zoom out for you guys. So you probably can't really read that, but that's it. I'm glad I finally freaking made this video because this was just sitting in my Photoshop for 3 months. But yeah, let me know if you guys want more brackets. I actually have a few other ones sitting there for different artists. So yeah, just let me know, and I could always make some too. I mean, I made this one all by myself, not to brag, but yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys. Have a good one.